Hello and a good morning, good afternoon and a very good evening to you, the good people of YouTube. Hope you're well today, hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. I'm sure you've seen the title already, so it's back everybody. The ST62 Fender body is back from SC Relics in Ireland. Fully refinished. I've just realised it's made the camera really dark. Now I know what this looks like, and my Patreons know what this looks like. But no one else knows what this looks like. So you're about to find out, and I'm about to see it in the flesh for the first time. And this has come at a really good time because I've just coming out, should I say, of a week-long depression that's just nearly, it's pretty much wiped me out, to be honest with you people. I'm absolutely mentally exhausted, and this is the pep I need to get my brain back in order, because it hasn't been. I can tell you that for sure. It's been in a very dark place, as I'm sure you saw in Q&A Wednesday. I'm sure someone picked up on that. Anyway, it's unboxing time. Angle the camera down. Let me see if that's right. Yep. Okay, here we go, people of YouTube. We're in. Okay, so massive thanks to Scott at SC Relics for this. I am beyond grateful. Okay, I will look in there another time. Okay. Very nicely packed. Very nicely packed indeed. Oh. Okay. I do apologize. I always get carried away when doing the unboxing things, and I forget that people are watching. Okay. So I'm always kind of like getting it off camera, which is not good. Okay. I can smell nitrocellulose lacquer. Nitro lacquer has a very distinctive smell about it, and as soon as I took that bubble wrap off just then, that's all I could smell is nitro. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. Okay. Are you ready? Yep. Are we in shot? Yep, we're okay. Okay, you ready, people of the tube? This is like Christmas. Like I say, this has come at such a great time. Okay. Here we go. Ah! Oh. Oh my. Oh my God. Oh my God. Um people of the tube, I have no words. From what this was to what it is, I don't know if you'll be able to see the checking. I highly doubt that, actually, because of the light. I don't know, maybe I'll put that up as well. I can't see because of the LCD. Yeah, there you go. If you look in the window light, I say you can't help it, but look at that. That's terrifyingly that is so good. That is so impressive. I honestly don't have words. I'm actually speechless. So let me. Okay, come on, Dave. Pull it back. I'm not talking, am I? Sorry, I realise I'm not talking. Okay, so people of YouTube, let me tell you what's happened to this. Okay, so if you watch the first video, you see this thing was just black. You know, it was just a very, very extremely thick coat of black lacquer on this thing. It was like 1 millimeter and a bit thick on this body. It was absolutely caked. So what Scott's done is it's been stripped totally of the black. And also, when he stripped it, he found that Fender had veneered this body. So on the top of this gorgeous piece of Alder that you see now was actually a veneer. They had veneered it. And check this out for weird... Do you know when certain things happen for a reason? And you don't really know why they happen, but they happen nonetheless. So Scott was telling me that he refinished this. And... Oh yeah, and also... I'll talk a bit more. But anyway, Scott refinished this first. And he wasn't happy with it. Just was not happy with it. You know, because of the veneer as well, the burst had to be a certain way. So he wasn't happy with it. So what he did was he thought, I'm just going to start again. I'm not happy with this. I'm just going to start again. So he stripped the whole thing off again. And then he was looking at the body. And he was looking at that veneer. And he was going, I wonder how thin that is. And he started sanding the body again. And the veneer just came away, he said. So talk about things happening for a reason. So then we were able to get the burst that I always wanted. And also you can see the two-piece top that Fender is covered with a veneer for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. But he was able to get the veneer off, and now it's a proper, you know, you can see the seam, the centre seam on the body, and that's even more like a 60s body, because you can see the centre seam. But my God, the sunburst is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Like, I really wanted the red to be really deep, and like the amber to be kind of like very kind of small. Because when the scratch plate's on this thing, you won't see any of the amber apart from this section here. That will be covered. You'll just see the red, and that's really what I wanted. Because it's, you know, it's all the 60s sunburst strats that I love look like that. So what else did he do? So we have the pilot holes, you know, dowel holes. The dowel holes are in the body in the right place. The strap button's been moved. Yeah, you can. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but there is a dowel hole there, just where my finger point. Yeah, you can just see it, the black spot. So Scott's put all the right dowel holes in, all the right tool marks, all the right, you know, everything's perfect basically to how it would be if it was a real 60. And like I say, that's the whole point of his project: is how close can we get a reissue to looking and being like an original 62. That buckle wear is immensely cool. The check-in though, how he's got the check-in to do that, I have no idea. Oh, another thing as well is he stains the bodies yellow, which is exactly what Fender did back in the day. If you look at the 62, so if you look at this 62 here, you can see there, well, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but the body's actually still got its stain there, so it's yellow. And that's what Scott's done here, basically, is he stains the bodies yellow and then puts the lacquer over top, which is exactly what Fender did back in the 60s. All the tooling marks are correct. Everything is... My God, it's just insanely good. Sorry, I know I'm waffling. Also, he's re-sanded the body as well. The arm contour here was not correct. He's done that properly, and that is exactly like a... Well, you see the 62 here, really deep. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. It's really hard to hold up, but you can see... Oh, maybe if I do it like that. So you can see how deep that goes down. Now if I get the 62... There we go again. So it's exactly the same. I'll tell you what. Mr. Scott has done his research. He knows what he's doing. And the checking on this thing is absolutely immense. This body looks older than the real 62 Strat. Anyway, shall we put it back together and see what it looks like back together? I think we should. This is insane. I'm in love. Scott, you are an artist, my friend. This is not a guitar body. This is not a relic guitar body. This is an absolute work of art. It really is. Also, people of Tube, let you know, I've because, like I say, because this whole project is getting this guitar, the ST62, as close to an original 62 Strat as I can get, without it being a 62 Strat. Today, well, as this was delivered, I made a replica shim to go in the neck, because this neck does need shimming on this guitar. It sits really weirdly in the pocket. I remember that. So I've made a replica shim out of sandpaper. This is kind of what they looked like back in the 60s. So they were all different kind of, you know, they used to shim it with all sorts, but it was mainly sandpaper, and for some reason there was always a hole in it. So that's what I've done. So anyway, let's get to putting this back together. I cannot wait to get this thing back together, strung up and play it. The finish, my God. I needed this. Scott, thank you. I needed this. This has arrived at the perfect time. And I've got a little note in there. I don't know how you'll be able to see it, but it says, "To Dave, all the best." And it's numbered as well. It's got the date in it, so that'll be staying in there, obviously. So, let me reposition the camera, and let's get putting this back together, and let me get all the bits over, and we'll go from there. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the neck back on first, and then we'll put the electrics in, and then we'll get them soldered in, and go from there. I'm blown away, blown away. Okay, people of the Tube, we're going to get the neck on first, and then we're going to go for the electrics. Actually, no, we'll go for the electrics first, actually. It'll be a lot easier, and then we'll put the neck on last. The neck is finished, by the way, people of the Tube. There's the fret dots, as you can see. This is basically what I was going for with the fret dots. If you can see there, you see how that's an original 60 Strat there. You can see how kind of like orange those dots have gone, hopefully. That's the kind of what I wanted. And that's where we are. So we've got the same kind of colour there, to be honest with you. It's pretty much perfect, so I'm very happy about that. Like I say, unfortunately this guitar does need refretting, but we'll get to that very, very soon. So, I have all the ST62's bits here, including some bits from Crazy Parts, which is going to go on this guitar. But, what have we got in here? They're the screws, aren't they? Yeah, because I've got all these rusted old looking screws that are going to hold the scratch plate in place. So let's put the strap buttons back in first. So that one there, I do believe. So strap buttons. My hands are shaking, so this is going to be difficult to say the least. Okay. And the really cool thing is, because this guitar had been so heavily used before I got it. I mean, good gravy. I mean, this thing's been around. You know, it's. I forget the exact date of this. I think it's 1990. And this guitar is not had the easiest of lives. I've got to say, it's had a very tough life. And because of that, a lot of the original components I don't need to relic to look beaten up, because they already are. Yeah. The strap buttons already are very, very tarnished. They're not very shiny. You know. Also, I love this. Check, seeing these black lines in the body. They're really super cool. They're little identifying marks of this guitar. Okay, so where's the earth hole? That's there, I see it. Okay, so scratch plate with shielding plate underneath. I will say that this scratch plate actually has the wrong positioning of the screw. So, by the way, and also this is not by any means the last episode in this series, because I want to get some more period correct electronics with a three-way switch. And I want to get a scratch plate with the right position screw hole. But at this point in time, I'm not so bothered about that. Everything else is bob on. Okay, so that's the earth wire. It'd be nice to have, you know, because I'm going whole hog with this thing, it'd be nice to have cloth wiring with this guitar, to be honest with you. So I'm going to thread the earth wire through the back. And I'm going to thread the jack socket leads into the jack socket cavity. Come on, there you go. Okay. Okay, so there now. There through there. It should fit because it came off the guitar. Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. It's down. Oh my lord. I mean, it already looks amazing. I mean, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it because unfortunately the light from a window is kind of glary, but it's... I'll tell you what, actually, Scott's done an outline of where the original scratch plate would have been, which is what you kind of get on these old Fenders. When the scratch plate's been on for so long, you can see where it's been. This one doesn't match that line. And I like that because of that screw hole. Because it doesn't match, it looks like somebody's changed the scratch plate out. So, that might just have to stay. So, let me get some screws into this plate. Just keep it in place quickly. Okay, where are we? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah, there it is. Can't see for looking. Okay, so these screws from Crazy Parts are kind of reproductions of how the originals are. And original 1960s screws are a lot smaller than newer screws. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but so again, I do apologise about the light and people with tube, but it's not the best, and I do apologise about the camera doesn't focus. But so there's an original screw off the ST62, and here's a reproduction screw from Crazy Parts, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but the head on the reproduction one is a lot smaller than the head on the original. So we're just gonna put two in for the time being. I'm not gonna go crazy at this point in time. There's no point because I'll probably have to take this off again to do bits and pieces. Okay. So scratch plate's on. Oh my god, this thing looks amazing. Okay, so we've got the shielding plate on there as well, which is making the scratch plate proud, which is what it wants to be doing. I'll say, well, I'll get it soldered in a minute. I'll solder it off camera because, you know, everyone's seen people solder guitars in the past. It's not exactly the most exciting and gripping part. Need to get the tremolo in. That's what we need to do. This guitar is going to look immense. And it'll be very interesting to see how it... Whey! More relicking. It'll be very interesting to see how this thing wears, because obviously nitro now it's gonna go fast. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Tremolo screws. Like I say, we do have a period correct tremolo now on here with steel block as well. So, oh, wrong screwdriver. Clever boy. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I screw tremolos on in a minute when I get these screws in place. Okay, so I hope you don't mind this is uninterrupted, uncut, because I thought I would do it as uncut. I like to do uncut videos. I don't like to be kind of like jump cutting stuff and constantly editing things. I just don't see the point. Okay, I'm actually sweating as well because I'm that kind of like excited. It just looks so good already. It really does look so amazing. Okay. I like to do... I've seen some people do tremolos with like drills, power drills. I prefer to do it by hand. In all fairness, I like to assemble as much of the guitar by hand if I can. You know, to be honest with you, but because you know, power tools sometimes can get a bit iffy. I get a bit scared of them. Anyway, so this is how I see the tremolo, and it's actually technically not my way, but it's a way I found that works really well. So we're going to start on the low E screw here, and what I do is I screw it in until I see the tremolo rise. So I wait for the screw to bring up the back of the tremolo like that. So, if I can get the screwdriver in. So that's brought it up now. So now the tremolo, I don't know how we're able to see that, but the tremolo is kind of proud. It sticks up. Again, I do apologise. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to back it out, back the screw out until the tremolo sits flush on the body. Okay. And that's the test as well. So it's like basically lift the tremolo up, let it fall, and if it doesn't move, job's a good one. So and now basically it's just rinse and repeat on every screw. So screw it in, let the tremolo rise up, and then I've got nervous hands. Back it out, check it, job's a good one. So the intonation I know will be like a million miles out on this guitar, but so I sent this guitar off. This guitar has been away for a long time, and I know a lot of you have been you've been very patient with us to get this thing back and get it all reassembled. Like I say, this isn't the last episode in this series. Like I said, I am going to at some point get some vintage electronics on it as well. The scratch plate now, I'm not so sure. I quite like it, especially with the outline of like where a scratch plate would have been. I quite like the idea of it doesn't match up, so it just adds a bit of mystique, and I like that. So that's the trem screwed down. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put the claw back in now. Okay, so what we got there next, they're neck plate screws. That's just, and that's that one, and that's that one. So just trying to remember what's what here. Okay, so let's get a claw back in. So like I say, I'm going to solder it off camera because, you know, it's not, like I say, it's not riveting. I mean, I don't know if this is riveting, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. And we're going to go with the 3 parallel screws, springs, sorry, which is what I like to go with on my Stratocastals. So that's the earth wire. Like I say, it'd be nice to have like cloth wire on this thing instead of just this other wiring. So 1 spring, 2, and put that up there, get out of the way. Oh, come on, you know you want to. There we go, 3. I also need to bring down the Selmer slimline case to show this off in. I honestly cannot wait now to get this, to play this. Come on. My hands are so shaky, I can't. Come on, breathe, Dave, breathe, breathe, breathe. I'm so nervous. This is the first time I think, no, it's not the first time I put an entire guitar back together on camera. But okay, because tremolo's in, that's flush to the body, scratch plate's on. I'm not going to put loads of screws back in that just yet, just in case something isn't working. We just need to make sure. So I'm not. So I'll put the. So that'll be the last thing. So I'm going to put those screws there, and these are all the old screws from the ST62, and I'm going to put them over there. Let's get some kind of organisation here, David. Okay, so let's put the neck on, shall we, people of the tube? Let's see what this thing looks like with the neck. Are you ready? Are you ready? Hopefully, I don't know how. Again, I really don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but hopefully it'll be good enough. Oh, shim. Shiminy. Oh, we need to. Oh no, it does fit. No, it doesn't. We need to trim the side off this shim a bit. I don't have scissors somewhere. Typical. Give me a sec. Okay, so the shim's a little bit too large, but it's okay. Trim the side and job's a good one. Okay. Okay, so actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the scratch plate off quick to put the neck on. Oh god, I've my hands just won't stop shaking. I'm so nervous about it. Okay, so I'm just going to move out the back. I just want to make sure this seats properly, so you can't even speak. In you go. You know you want to. There we go. She's in. Okay, so I'll put the scratch plate back on. Oh, well, we're getting held up somewhere as well. As usual, it's on camera, so it can't go smoothly. Okay, I'm not sure if that's right. So I've decided to stick with the original neck plate as well from the ST62. I was going to get a neck plate with a period correct serial number on it, but I thought, no. I'm going to stick with the original. I like it. Sweating buckets. I'm so... Oh, it's disgusting. Okay. I think I might be getting high off the smell of nitro as well. Okay. Okay, so neck plate on. Let's see if these yeah, no, it is in the right alignment. I was a bit worried. I was like, the neck feels off alignment, but it's actually not. It's just me thinking it is, and it isn't. Silly boy. Like I say, this I sent this guitar body off. It's been a long while, but I say Scott's in demand, and I can see exactly why he's in demand. This man is an artist. This is not. I say this is not a relic guitar body. This is an absolute work of art. Incredible. Like I say, I mean, oh my God, it's insanely good. Oh, it's so snug. I remember it was. Okay. I never over tighten the neck screws. I never kind of start cranking on the neck screws. I think it's a bad thing. I just like to have them kind of like tight, and then what I do a thing I call limp wristing. Basically, if I can't just turn the screwdriver, then it's in fine. So there we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know the camera is not doing this justice. I know it isn't. Now that is beyond beautiful. That is absolutely stunning. My God. I'm just going to put some more screws in this just to hold the plate down because it's not quite got it. And one there. I'm sweating buckets. This is... I'll tell you what. I'm glad this ain't smell-o-vision. I know that's disgusting. But, my Lord, people of the tube, this is beyond. This is actually beyond gorgeous. So, okay, let's just breathe for a sec. So, the neck's had its fret dots replaced. We have Kluson single line machine heads, period correct ones put in there. The aged hardware, that's what the guitar had. It just looked perfect. Scratch plate is mint green scratch plate that I've had for ages. And like I say, it's more of a 64 Strat, 63, 64 Strat neck scratch plate because of the screw hole being there. In a 62, it's there, as I can show you here. So you can see the screw hole on the 62 is there. On this one, it's moved back. They did that to alleviate the scratch plates cracking. They thought having a screw hole there was making them break here. It didn't make any difference at all. Okay, so anyway, so we're back together. Like I say, that's what I mean, the sunburst. That's what I mean about like the amber part of the sunburst. You can only see that really back there. There we go. You can only see that back there. It's the red part that's up in this top here. And I always wanted that. That is my favourite looking kind of bursts. This is just gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I need to get it resoldered. Like I said, I'm going to do it off camera. I'm also going to go and get a drink as well because my throat's getting dry. So I'm just going to resolder the jack socket and the earth wire on the back. Make sure it's working, and then we'll string it up and play it. Okay, people with tube. So I got a bit carried away after the soldering, and I just thought I would save you the boring nature of restringing the guitar and getting it all intonated. It's 95% finished, so the only thing left to do is get the electrics, but that can wait. In all fairness, that probably, I don't know when that'll be, because it doesn't matter right now, because are you ready, people of the tube, to see this? Okay, here we go. Headstock. There we go. I do apologise for the window glare. You'll see it better in a minute when we go upstairs anyway and plug it in. I have plugged it. I haven't played a single note on this. All I've done is plug it in and hit the strings on each pickup to make sure it works. And it works, and you should be able to see it better upstairs under the diffuser light instead of the window natural light. But this guitar is gorgeous. That, to me, is the perfect sunburst. Like I say, you can really see the amber bit. It's just like there, and then that's red. Scott also told me, he says it won't take long for you to start going through the finish in the scratch plate, in the plectrum area. So we'll see how it wears. It really does need a refret. The frets on this guitar are just played down to nothing. I mean, it chokes out on the 15th fret. It's not the best, but I forgot how much I love the neck on this guitar. The neck on the... Because, hey, when the neck's off a guitar, you can't really feel it in context, so you never really know. But the neck now back on, reunited with its mate, its body here, and, it's really... It feels great. This guitar feels great, and it sounded great when it left, so I can imagine it won't sound any different now. It's still got the same pickups. And I'm keeping the original pickups because they're amazing. I do apologise about the glare. So let's just do a recap then before we go and plug it in. What the deal is. So the body. Let's start from a headstock down. So headstock. What's been replaced? So on the headstock we have replaced the original unbranded Clouson style machine heads with Clouson single line machine heads, and these are period correct to 1960s Strats. It's pre-CBS Strats. So they're reproductions from Crazy Parts. They're historically accurate. We also drilled a hole under the D-string machine head, a dowel hole, which was a pilot hole for what they did back in the Fen factory in the 60s. Coming down the neck, we replaced the white plastic fret dots with clay dots, which are kind of orange now, which is one of my favourite colours that fret dots used to go. I really like the orange one, especially with the sunburst. So getting down to the heel, under the heel we did another dowel hole and the neck. I didn't need to shim it. Now that makes no sense to me because this guitar always needed a shim when I had it before, but I don't know why. But for some reason now it doesn't need shimming. So the shim's out. It's the neck is in flush with the pocket, which in all fairness I prefer anyway. Shims, I don't mind shims, to be honest. I don't feel there's any kind of bad thing about them, but not having one makes me even happier. So that's the neck finished. It, like I say, it does need a refret. In all fairness, I think I'll put the refret as a priority over the electronics because I want to be able to play this thing. And if a frets get any lower, it's not going to be unplayable. It's just going to be really hard to play it. So that's the neck. Moving on to the body. So let's get it into a place where it's not going to glare the monkeys out of you. So we have the 3 original pickups that the ST62 came with. Is 1990. Original pots. The selector switch is what the guitar came with, but it's not the original switch. It has been replaced at some point, and somebody wired it in wrong because it's a 5-way switch, but position 2 and 4 don't exist. It's basically position 2 is still the bridge pickup and position 4 is still the neck pickup. So it's wired in a way where you don't get the out of phase, position 2 and 4, which doesn't bother me because I don't use them. We have a mint green scratch plate on here. Mix matched, it's more like a 63-64 mint green scratch plate because the screw hole is there, not there. But to be honest with you, the way it looks, I'm going to leave it. I like it too much. It's going to stay that way. Underneath the scratch plate, we have a aluminium shielding guard, which again, all 60s Fenders came with. The 50s Strats with single ply scratch plate came with a shielding plate as well, but it was only on the control section of the guitar. It did not go under the entire scratch plate. It was the introduction of the 3-ply scratch plate that had the full aluminium shielding plate underneath. So that's that. So the body, total refin. Total refin from that really thick black polyurethane finish, which was about 1 millimeter and a bit thick. Totally gone. Veneer, gone. Refinished in the most gorgeous sunburst I've ever seen in my life. And then relicked by, Scott. He refinished it, relicked it. Put the dowel holes in as well. All the dowel holes are in the correct place. It's got the right arm contour now. It's got the right contours all in general. He's re-sanded it perfectly. So that's that. Absolutely amazing work. Absolutely amazing. So, tremolo, we have a steel block trem. So the block itself is from Crazy Parts. So this part, that's from Crazy Parts. The saddles, a friend of mine called Mark gave me. They are Pat Pending saddles, and they're slightly relic, so they fit the guitar really nicely. So they're Pat Pending folded steel saddles. And the actual bridge plate here is the original ST62s. So that is the original plate, and this is the ST's original tremolo arm as well. I've got hiccups. Original jack socket and jack plate is ST62. Also, a thing to note that, the pickup covers, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it because of the light. Oh, there we go. You can really see the mint green guard there, hopefully, as well. The covers are kind of off colour, so they're kind of like a yellow nicotine-y colour. But if you take the scratch plate off, and I should have shown you actually, I didn't because I'm stupid. But under the scratch plate, they're white. So these have actually stained that way naturally. So I was going to change them, but it doesn't seem any point. So the covers are original. Claw is original. Springs are original. Neck plate's original. What did I replace? Oh yeah, the screws in the scratch plate. So all these screws, they're from Crazy Parts as well because they're the right diameter for an old 60s Stratocaster. So the only thing left, like I say, to do, to get it to vintage spec is to get a 3-way switch in it with cloth wiring, which I will get later on. So this isn't the last episode in this series, but this is definitely the second to last episode in giving the ST62 a vintage facelift. And this guitar has come out better than I ever imagined it would. I mean, I knew it was going to be great because Scott's a genius. And as a link to Scott, SC Relics is in the description box below. I cannot recommend him enough for this kind of thing. It's just insane. I can guarantee this is not the last guitar body I will have refinished by him. But I always knew this guitar was going to be wicked, but I didn't realise it was going to be this wicked. This is absolutely... And I needed this so badly. I needed something to bring me up. Because I spent an entire week in the doldrums and I've been really struggling. So I do apologise with my phone. But I say this now is... And it's so loud. It just needs a refret now. It just needs a refret. Those electrics can wait. That'll be the final episode. Is installing a 3-way switch with cloth wire and all that kind of thing. But at this point in time, it's done. And to be honest with you, like I say, the refret will be taking priority over the electronics. So, people of the tube, there we go. 95% complete. The ST62 vintage facelift is pretty much complete, and it looks and feels like an old Fender to me. It really looks perfect. I couldn't have asked for it to be any better. And also a very important thing is the period correct 60s strap. This is my friend Marjo bought me this because she had one on on her Telecaster, and I really love the old vintage style Strat that these guitars came with, and she bought me one, and it was always going to go on this guitar because it's, again, more period correctness. Got a bit mad getting it right, down to dowel holes, dowel holes in the neck, getting it all right, but it's been worth it, and it looks so good. It just looks so good. And as I say, we're all intonated now. The action's very, very nice. Like I said, it does choke out on the 15th fret when you... But it's so nice to play. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let me know what you think, people of YouTube, in the comment section below. I'm going to go and plug this thing in, and I'll play you out with this. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like I say, massive thanks to Scott, SC Relics. I am beyond blown away by this. This is just gorgeous. I will never be... This guitar is, when I first got the ST62, I was like, this is a guitar I'm going to have for maybe a couple of months and I'm going to sell it on. This is a guitar that I will have forever now. I will never, ever get rid of this guitar. I just love it so much now. And again, because of the way it looks, it's perfect. And yeah, it's just so... Yeah, perfect. The relic job is insane. I don't think I've given you as best close-up as I can yet. Let me give you a little bit of a walk around. So there you can see the red as well. So coming down here, you can see the arm where that is. And then coming down to the bottom, you see all that chipping. And then on the back, you see that immense buckle rash. And you can see like the tan line where the back plate would have been. Leg wear, where it looks like someone's been sat down with it. All the buckle rash. Yeah. Oh my god, I like I said, I really needed this, so I'm so grateful. I love it. I love this guitar now. It's so cool. So, people of YouTube, let's go and plug this thing in. Oh yeah, and I will say goodbye now, actually, before I go. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this series. Thanks for your patience as well. I know it's been a long time coming. But we are there now. Like I say, the next thing, we're going to get this thing refretted. Although that won't be on camera because I won't be doing it. So the next episode of this one will be the final episode where I don't know when that'll be, but we'll be getting electrics, the electrics done. But you'll be seeing a lot of this guitar. I can guarantee that one. So thank you very much indeed for watching, everybody. I hope this video was okay. And yeah, SC Relics, the man's a genius. Scott, you're a genius. This is insane. It's oh my god, I could just yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye now. Thank you.